Chapter 10, The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson, read by Jeffrey W. Jansen. Today is March 21st, 2017. It's Tuesday. We are now reading Chapter 10, Unexpected Opposition. Hey everybody, my name is Jeffrey W. Jansen. Today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2017. We are on Chapter 10 of The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. Chapter 10, for all you following along. This one is Unexpected Opposition. And we're off. Ordinary was speechless and bewildered. He heard a rumor about border bullies, but he had supposed that if it were true, bullies would be nobodies he didn't know. He never imagined they'd be some of the nobodies who knew him best. Now his mother, uncle, and best friend all stood silently before him, blocking his view of the bridge to his big dream. How would he ever get past them, should he ever try? Sometimes when we run into bullies, we never expect them to be our best friends, is what they're saying. Not long ago, I completed one part of my big dream and began another. Getting the new dream launched called for one short drive from our house to the airport, then one long flight from Atlanta, Georgia to Johannesburg, South Africa. 25 years after founding Walk Through the Bible, I decided to resign as president. Our new dream was to serve God in Africa. Without a doubt, it was the biggest and most unexpected change our family had ever experienced. Still, I knew it was the right thing to do. My wife and family knew it too, and God had conformed it in severely high, specific ways. But the momentum, the dream was announced. People started lining up at our front door. They had come to let us know in the kindest but strongest way possible that we were wrong. What are you doing? You're at the pinnacle of your career. You have it made. What's the matter with you? The real reason you're leaving has to be that your marriage is falling apart or something is terribly wrong in the ministry. Which one is it? Since many of those who disagree with this are older than you, you must be spiritually deceived. Surely you are headed toward a disaster. What are you going to do in Africa anyway? You don't have a business plan. How are you going to support yourself? Have you ever met a border bully at your front door? Sometimes a bully is an actual enemy, a pharaoh who decrees, I will not let you go. But some of the most convincing bullies you'll ever meet are people who know and love you. Just seeing them standing in front of you with no written all over their face can be quite a shock. What are you supposed to do at a time like that? Do you listen? Do you reason? Should you agree with them and turn back? In this chapter, I want to help you to understand what's motivating your bullies when they say things like no and turn back now, and show you the wonderful opportunities they have unknowingly carried right to your door. A rush to the border. Turn back is not what we dreamers expect to hear at this point in our journey. We've just picked up our new dream and broken through our comfort zone. We're ready to leave. We want to hear people around us say, great idea. I wish I could do that too. Or go for it. So why do we suddenly encounter opposition? Let me try to put this momentum in perspective. In the comfort zone, you struggle with yourself, your own self-talk, your own beliefs. You had to make a lonely choice on the road out of familiar. You had to choose your dream over your comfort. But when the entire borderland, you must deal with others. You must confront their words and beliefs. The reason they're suddenly appeared is that now you're disturbing their comfort zone. That web of relationships and expectations and familiar is shaking wildly because someone has moved you. You. Each of us has been a bully to someone else in another situation. We rushed to the border when a friend or relative was about to do something that would threaten our comfort. Keeping that in mind will help us listen to our bullies with more understanding. What have you heard or said at the border of someone's big dream lately? See if you recognize any of these opening lines. I've given your plan a lot of thought, and I hate to say this, but are you sure you're experienced enough for that? That idea of yours is interesting, But where are you going to get the money and the people to make it happen? But we've never done it that way. Of course, most bullies mean well, but they catch us at vulnerable moments. If you're facing bullies today, be encouraged. The very fact that they're standing in front of you means you're on the move towards your dream. Their opposition can actually help you clarify your dream and strengthen your resolve. Let me show you how. Who's in your borderland? Fortunately, we meet more people than just bullies at our border. Let's take them one at a time. 1. A border bully opposes you. We've already seen how bullies work. Remember, they react primarily because you have disturbed their comfort zone. They feel threatened. They fear losing something important. Their security or routine, their assumptions about success. Maybe they feel that they're losing you. Once I asked a large group of college students who came in to mind first Once I asked a large group of college students who came to mind first when we talked about border bullies. Hands shot up all over the place, and nearly all of them had the same answer: my mom or my dad. Ordinary met 4 bullies that you might recognize. The alarmist. It's not safe. This bully, Ordinary's mother, is motivated by fear and tends to exaggerate the risk. The traditionalist says, it's not the way we do it. This bully, his uncle, doesn't like change. He or she often romanticizes the past and is motivated by customs and routine. The defeatist says, it's not possible. This bully, best friend, sees problems everywhere and is certain that the dream won't and can't happen. The antagonist says, I won't let you. This bully, the landlord, uses authority or intimidation to block your path. Antagonists might come against you because they fear they will lose money or control, or they may just not like you or what you're doing, and they have the power to stop you. Who would you identify as a bully to your dream? Why do you think this person is against your plans? 2. A border buddy affirms and supports you. Most of us have a few buddies in our lives, and we need them too. Maybe yours is a good friend, a neighbor, a parent, or a teacher. Buddies care about us and say so. They look on the bright side. They're willing to stand by us, or at least remain neutral when we come under fire. Ordinary's mother changed her mind and became an encourager and supporter for her son. She couldn't help Ordinary get across his border, but her support helped him on his way. What people would you identify as valuable buddies in your life today? A border buster helps you pursue your dream. A buster does more than give you support. He or she recognizes your God-given dream and chooses to proactively help you pursue it. In the parable, Champion was a border buster. He helped Ordinary understand why his bullies were so upset. Then he showed him the path of wisdom. Ordinary might have turned back if he hadn't met Champion. Border buster in your life are rare treasures. They're nearly always experienced dreamers who have been where you are. Often they enter your life for only a short period. A teacher, for example, or a boss, or even a chance encounter with a stranger. But you'll never forget them. Dr. John Mitchell was one of my busters. He was chairman of the board at the college where I began my teaching career. He could see what I couldn't as a young professor. That my weekends of presenting, walk through the Bible seminars to churches around the country were the real direction of my future. How did Dr. Mitchell champion my dream? He quietly initiated change in my teaching schedule so I could spend more time off campus. He told me, Bruce, some factual members may be jealous about this arrangement, but I want you to have this. We want you to stay here forever. But I believe God has a big future for you beyond this school. Until then, we'll be a greenhouse for the ministry God is preparing for you. That's a dream champion. He saw things I missed. He believed when I didn't. He made things happen that I couldn't. And he poured courage from his heart right into mine. Most of us need that kind of help to break through the real obstacle of the border. Who will you please? The single biggest reason border bullies stop most of us from pursuing our God-given dream is our fear of man. The fear of man brings a snare, the Bible says. It's not easy to stand up against those we love and care about. The urge to be well liked and admired by others is deeply rooted in our nature. Yet, since almost every dream is rejected by at least one strong bully, especially in the early stages, you will face a choice. You must decide who you want to please more, your border bullies or God. Is your dream important enough to you that you are willing to stand and protect it? When you give the right of approval of your dream to any person or group, you've given them the right to control your dream. Now is the time to make choices based on wisdom, not intimidation. Who must you break free from in order to move forward with your dream? Is there any person or group you are honoring above the dream giver? Once you choose to please God more than others, you are ready to receive from others only what is helpful and move on to the next phase of realizing your calling for God. Voices for and against. Listen to the border bullies Moses described before he's even met them. But suppose they will not believe me or listen to my voice. Suppose they say, the Lord has not appeared to you. Can you relate? Before you even act, you can hear the anxiety or negative opinions of key people in your life. As it turns out, Moses was right. The Israelites he was trying to set free feared the Pharaoh's disfavor, even though he hated their slavery. They didn't want to lose the security of the life they had always known. So they opposed Moses with the very criticism and resistance he expected. But Moses' most daunting bully was Pharaoh, the landlord of Egypt. Pharaoh didn't want to lose his valuable source of free labor. His famous response to the request for freedom, I will not let you go. Later, after escaping bondage in Egypt, the nation of Israel faced bullies again at the border of Canaan. 12 spies were sent into Canaan to get the lay of the land. When they returned, 10 of the 12 said, turn back. What lay ahead was as promising as God had said. They reported, but to claim the land would be too difficult and too dangerous. What a sad day in the nation's history. To be within sight of their big dream, only to let the opinion of a few bullies turn the whole nation away. I hope that as you're reading this, you're gaining new strength for the dream that's waiting for you. You can get past those negative opinions. You can claim what is already yours. Conversations with the Dream Coach. Here are some practical ways to deal with the border bullies in your life. I recently decided to quit my job as a computer analyst to take a lower paying position with a private health initiative. I want to do something more directly connected with people in need. But the criticism from my family and others has really set me back. I'm not sure how to process all their opinions. What do you say to a bully anyway? Sonia, India. Taking a bold step away from financial security and toward the direction of your dream definitely brings out the bullies. Here are some key questions that will help you think through their criticism. Does your bully have a problem with you, or is it with your dream? This is an important distinction. Is it you they don't like or trust, or is something about your dream that troubles them? Once you identify the source of their concern, you can respond purposefully. Try to separate their questions about your goal from their questions about how you are proposing to reach that goal. You may find, for example, that a bully could agree with your goal if only you adjusted your timing or the way you're going about reaching your dream. What is motivating your border bully? Asking this question helps you to identify the kind of bullies you're dealing with. Are they concerned for you or afraid for you themselves? What do they stand to lose by your action? Have you clearly communicated your dream and your plans? Most beginning dreamers struggle here. We find it hard to see and to state the dream clearly, even for ourselves. But careful communication has turned a lot of bullies into buddies. Keep trying until you can describe what you want to accomplish in one motivating sentence. Is there merit to their concern? Border bullies often exaggerate the dangers or risks, but they also make important observations. Their opposition can help you to clarify or retarget your plans. especially if they know you have a special knowledge or experience in the area of your dream. Listen carefully, asking God for discernment. But don't let anyone but you and your dream giver own your dream. What do I do about a very important bully I can't seem to sway? Should I keep trying to change her mind? Natasha from Moscow. Much depends on what kind of bully you're dealing with. Some bullies you obviously have to convince in order to move forward, especially if it's a boss or a key player in your dream. If that's the case, be patient. Is it a matter of timing? Is it a matter of helping this person catch the vision? Try to identify what interest of his or hers is most at stake. If it's a spouse who doesn't agree with your big dream, especially over the long term, take it as a caution from God. Before going forward as a husband or wife should be united about any big dream that will significantly affect the course of their lives. Some bullies simply need to know that you have heard them out. Some need to be affirmed for their viewpoint or role in your life. Some simply need to be avoided. Make your crossing. You know you're ready to move past your border bullies when you realize their objections belong to familiar, but you don't live there anymore. The border is the furthest edge of your old life. One more step and you will walk into your new one. What is that step? For me and my family, it meant using those airplane tickets, and we did. We made our crossing from Atlanta to Johannesburg. 17 hours of sitting, waiting, and wondering what lay ahead. But the hard part was behind us. My experience in the borderland taught me that the larger the vision, the more different it is from what you've done before. The more bullies will show up to oppose you. But that still doesn't mean you should turn back. Dwight L. Moody, the innovative 19th century leader, left his mark on the world by going against the consensus about him. Moody's son wrote, It may safely said that in the beginning of all his greatest and most successful efforts, he stood alone, acting against the advice of those best able, apparently to judge of the matter, with the one exception of his most valued human advisor, his wife. Make your crossing, dreamer. Your wonderful future is waiting, and the dream giver is ready to help you find it. All right, the next chapter is chapter 11. I kind of got to say something to this one, even though I usually just go to chapter 11. And it goes to everything we've been doing in life, and it goes to the last couple years. People don't understand. Bullies are always going to exist. You can't get rid of them. We are bullies. Each one of us are bullies. Each one of us prevent people from doing stuff, or we have concerns or negativity. Each one of us is a bully in our own right. But on the other hand, in order to get through the bullies that are coming at us, we sometimes don't see that they're bullies. And whenever I say, look, you need to go get new friends, you don't got to get rid of your old ones because they're being the bully in your life. A lot of people don't understand that what they want, they can get. But it's everybody else that's convincing them not to. I have friends that want to open CrossFit centers. Go open CrossFit centers. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But take objections, put them in place in order to get what you want. You know, we have so much negativity in life, and those are bullies. But we're always going to have it. The strongest of us can get through that. We just have to figure out how. If it was easy, everybody would be getting through it. It's our strength that gets us through it. So, whenever I try to motivate people, it's to let them know they matter, let them know they're important, let them know they can accomplish their dreams. So go out there and accomplish your dreams. Tomorrow, or even maybe later today, we'll read chapter 11. Okay? Chapter 11 is Diamonds in the Desert. Okay? Chapter 11 is Diamonds in the Desert. We'll read it tomorrow. I am going to stop here, push stop. I have one more, the next book I got to read. So I'm going to stop, and if you want to join me for that book, you can. I vowed to read. I'm moving up to 3 different books, a chapter in each book every day. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to then, in the line before I go live, I'm going to put on what book we're reading, what chapter we're on, who the author is, and what the date is we're reading it. So you can always go back through my Facebook page or even on my YouTube when I put them on there, and you can see this, okay? My name's Jeffrey Jansen. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.